PrizePicks continues to be one of the most fun and most flexible ways to make some money while watching your favorite sport. And our favorite sport happens to be UFC. And I know UFC is not a sport, MMA is, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. The UFC is headed to Des Moines, Iowa this weekend for a pretty good fight card. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say more or less than any of the numbers you see on the screen, you put a few of them together, and you make some money. They'll even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks, use promo code WWP, and they'll give you free money. If you build yourself a nice little $5 entry, they'll give you $50 instantly in your account. And you can take that $50 that you got for free and use it for anything you want. What I'm going to do is give you a pretty safe, pretty straightforward UFC Des Moines entry. I recommend you put $5 on that. Then you have 50 in your account instantly, and you can use that for anything you want. The NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, regular old baseball, anything you want. All of these sports you can mix and match. You can take your favorite lines, add them to another favorite line for an entirely different sport. Again, we're focusing on UFC here, but get the free money. WeWantPicks.com/prizepicks, promo code WWP. And even though I just gassed up PrizePicks and told you how spectacular they are and about all the free money that they will give you, I will say they're lacking this week. They're a little bit behind the ball. We only have significant strikes and fight minutes to work with right now. There is a little note here that says we've made changes to our MMA fantasy scoring. Please refer to the scoring chart, which is right here. But I don't see any MMA fantasy lines up. I imagine that they're coming. I took a look, and there are some strike lines here that I like quite a bit. So we're going to continue to rock forward with what we have available. By the time you're watching this, you might see takedown lines, and you might see significant strike line differences, and you might see the new fantasy scoring. And if you need some help with that, just go to the website on wewantpicks.com. We have a whole suite of tools and data. We have averages for each fighter. We have a tool called the Prop Hunter, which will tell you exactly how many strikes Dontel Mays lands, how many he gets hit with, what his average fight time is, all of that information so that when you're looking at these lines and then you look at that chart, you go back and forth and it's pretty easy to spot some winners. But let's go ahead and build this entry. The first line I love right off the rip is Juliana Miller, more than 30.5 significant strikes. Juliana Miller's not a very good fighter. She's just not good at it. Period. End of story. Not a good fighter. But Juliana Miller gets her hands going. She only has 3 fights in the UFC, and she beat this number in 2 of them. In her last fight, she got knocked out in the first round and was only 6 strikes away from hitting this number. She is fighting Ivana Petrovic. Ivana is not a nasty, come forward, dangerous striker. She's going to come forward. They're going to get into some sloppy striking exchanges. Ivana's going to look to get it to the ground. I imagine this fight goes a little bit long, and I think Juliana Miller is going to cruise past this 30 significant strike number, win or lose. Ivana Petrovic, I debated going more on her, but I ran through her stats. I used the Prop Hunter, and the reality is Ivana Petrovic doesn't get past this number very often, even in wins. 2 decisions she has, 2 full-blown decisions, 2 different fights where she went 15 full minutes, and she didn't get to this number. In either one of them, not that close. Juliana Miller, on the other hand, cruises past it. So that's why we're going to go the Juliana side when we're looking at this. Another line that I like here is another lady fighter. We got Yana Santos. Yana Santos is a long, lean, busy kickboxer. She's fighting Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate is old. Miesha Tate is a grappler. I imagine Miesha Tate's going to be coming forward, looking to get takedowns, looking to get Yana to the ground. I also imagine Miesha's not going to have the amount of success that she thinks she will. Every round starts on the feet. Yana knows that. Yana has high volume. She's very accurate, and she's very busy. I think Yana is going to get her hands going. The data suggests she will cruise past this number as she has in many previous fights. So I think we're going to have more of the same. Win or lose, I think Yana Santos lands more than 40 significant strikes. And the final line that I like here is Daniel Marcos, more on his 53.5. This is going to be a striking match. Obviously, Daniel's opponent, Montel Jackson, is insanely dangerous. He's been knocking people out left and right, and Montel just happens to be a wrestler. The difference here, though, is Daniel Marcos is insanely high volume. He gets in people's faces, he gets his kicks going, he gets his hands going, and I think Daniel Marcos will cruise past this number. His last fight was 86 significant strikes. Fight before that was 98. Before that, 81, 53, 61. So he crits past, 81. He gets past this number very, very often. And unless he gets knocked out almost immediately, which I don't see happening, we should be good here. And to round it all out, when we do this, we're going to do the flex play. The flex play gives you insurance. You can only get 2 of these correct and still make money. If you get all 3, you'll obviously get paid. But MMA is pretty unpredictable, so we'll do the insurance and the flex play. One of these misses, Daniel Marcos gets knocked out in a half a second, doesn't land the strikes, we'll still get paid because the other 2 hit. If I'm looking at a few more of these lines, the Bo Nickel line was one that I considered, but there's a lot of questions in that fight. How much grappling will there be? Is this just going to look like Bo's last fight where he keeps it standing and he's just going to box? Or does he shoot immediately? Or does Renier shoot immediately? Lots of questions there, so I don't love it. A couple of other unpredictable fighters here. Mason Jones, Jeremy Stephens, first fight back in a long time. I wanted to go the over on Mason Jones. Jeremy Stephens is pretty hittable. I imagine this fight's going to go a little bit. But then I looked at it a little longer, and Mason Jones does grapple. And I think Jeremy might have a little success striking, and Mason's going to be like, I'm out. I'm shooting takedowns, so he might not get to that number. Fight minutes, I don't like any of these. I have no idea what's going to happen in that Bo Nickel fight. It might be one of the early Bo Nickel fights where it ends almost immediately, or one of the later ones where he went a little longer with Cody Brundage, where he went a full 15 minutes in his last fight because he turned it into a boxing match. Again, Mason Jones, too many questions. Asmat Bakoyev should absolutely run through Ryan Loder. It's just a matter of how long it takes. So we're going to leave those alone. We're going to stick with what we have here. I've already got the lineup built. We have Yana Santos, more than 40 significant strikes. Juliana Miller, more than 30. And Daniel Marcos, more than 53. That's my entry. If you like it, great. If you hate this entry and it's dog shit, that's fine. Get your free money. Use promo code WWP and they will give you free money. Take the free 50 and build an entirely different lineup. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP.